is all into our future. I just did a podcast on this on Spotify, on my Spotify podcast that I've had for 15 years. I've been a podcaster, so you might want to check that out. That's called Magical You, Big You, Vicky Miller Show. But I thought I would come here live because I thought I was going to bring my podcast live here so we can go over this. And I'm in like wow land over channeling this the other day. I've been channeling for over 25 years and been predicting for over 25 years. Even predicted the 2020, we'll say here, so I can stay alive on here. I predicted what was coming up in 2020. I predicted all that. So this is fascinating to me. So first you got to know that we've moved into Aquarius times. So we're now in Aquarius times for the next 23 years. So this means technology is going to take off like crazy. All structures and paradigms are going to fall down. And I've been saying this, been talking about this since 2020. Structures of government, structures of money. We're going to see the money next. We're going to see crypto, structures of the school system, any kind of structure because we were in Capricorn times. So all of that's going to be washed away for this new time of the Aquarius time. So I was channeling the other day, and I've been channeling for a long time, keeping you guys posted. So make sure that you do check out Spotify. I will be coming on here once a week to bring the show live here, but Spotify, I drop probably like, oh my God, I've been chilling like crazy, like maybe 4 or 5 shows a week at least. So I have many shows on there. You can go back in the past because I'm keeping you updated with the weather and what's going on, the fires, the volcanoes, all of that I've been seeing coming. And it's going to only intensify and come even more because of the new times of Aquarius times, but also the modification and just everything going on. But this show, hey, Lori, oh my God, Washington. So Washington, there is going to be some major earthquakes around the Ring of Fire. So make sure you're just heads up out there on the Ring of Fire. Ring of Fire goes all the way up the West Coast around to Asia and around. And, we're going to see this volcanic activity, just like I said, in Hawaii, where it's already starting to come alive. So we're going to continue to see all this stuff up leveled, right? To express and clear out of the earth. Some of it definitely has been modified as the fires right now. Check out the fires out West Coast because where the bullet train is supposed to be going to the smart cities, which we'll see next is the smart cities. And they even have this. You can Google smart cities Olympics 2028 in California, LA. Interesting. Interesting how all this is happening right now, right? So that is where I see the fires going. So check out the bullet train, where the bullet train is supposed to go. That's where the fires are going to follow. Oh, I love all you guys here. Okay, so let's see here. I haven't gone live in a long time. So I'm on the East Coast. The weather can fall. It won't miss it. It won't miss it. Yeah. So anyways, we're going to see all this stuff, but I just want to come on here because I channeled the most crazy thing yesterday and I put all the dots of everything that I've been seeing and accumulating in my energy field. And I love how the universe shows me all these shows and shows me all these things. And now I linked it all up and I was like, wow. So first of all, you're going to know I am not political. I think that all politics, all of them, are a bunch of BS and there's higher powers coming up. And I've been stating this for a long time. I've read many high officials, militaries, celebrities, billionaires, you name it, I've seen the back end, the military, everything. So I've seen from that point to I've remote reviewed. So I remote review and can go into anything just by a name of a person, a business, a state, whatever it is. I can read past, present, future. I can see where it's going. And been doing this since I was age 5, but been doing this for 20 some years. So I first have to tell you, I am non-political. I think that both sides are not good. So I don't care really who the president is. It doesn't really affect me. And I teach this as not to give anybody power. But I have to tell you what I'm like, wow, about here. Okay. How to rebuild. And I was just shocked he just said it. I don't watch TV. I don't watch things. My book called Manifest Anything You Want in 30 Days. The first thing it is not to watch the news. Okay. The news is all negative, right? And if whatever you dive into, you get in your life and you manifest. And now we're in such high manifesting time. So first, let me state, I think it's an amazing time to be alive. We are quantum leaping. We are manifesting. I've been teaching manifesting for 20 some years. And now it's like, quantum leaping. So what you think about, what the energy you put about, it's going to come out really, really fast because time is speeding up. Time is speeding up also because of CERN. But let me tell you this. So I'm going to first give you guys some shows for you guys to go look at. Okay. Yeah, but you do see stuff. Yeah, absolutely. I mean, yes, both parties were, there's going to be crap on both sides, right? But I will tell you, Trump is here to change. He has made the soul contract to make change happen one way or another. I'm not saying either way. It's funny because I wrote him back. I wrote my book, Manifest Anything You Want in 30 Days. I actually channeled my book back in 2011. And he's in it. I said he's a great manifester because he is. Whatever he believes, whatever he thinks, whatever he puts his mind to, he brings it into form, and that's a form of manifesting. So love him or hate him, he does change, right? So he is the man that is definitely going to get change. He rips the Band-Aid off and he just, boom, goes it. But this is what I want to talk about. So these are, first of all, wait, yes, I didn't mean to say it, but it's just like someone just putting themselves out there is like to be fake. Okay, so I didn't mean to, I don't know what you're saying. So I don't know what that means. Okay, so taking notes. Yes, so write these shows down, okay? I want you to watch these and get back to me. So number one is The Man in the High Castle. If you have not seen this on Netflix series, so TV shows and movies will show you what's coming up in the world. They show you this. It's called desensitizing. So when it happens, we're like, oh yeah, no big deal, right? So we've already seen this. So it goes into our brain, goes into our subconscious mindset. And this is why energy is contagious. You have to be really selective on the energy that you partake in because subconsciously you're picking up everything and then it goes into your consciousness. So look at The Hot Man in the High Castle. I watched this show. Awesome show. Okay. It's on Netflix. Awesome show, but it's fascinating. Okay. And that is a part of where we're going to go now. Okay, so watch these shows. You got that show. You also have Stranger Things. Stranger Things was also on Netflix. This Netflix series. Stranger Things was actually taken off the Montauk Project. That was in 1970s. I was born in 1970, so I know this. So 1970s, because I'm psychic. I've been psychic since I was 5. I mean, that I know of, probably more for that. But they took psychic boys and they experimented on them in the military to do remote view. There's been psychics in the military forever. So they did this in the Montauk series, the Montauk Project, and you can Google all this, 1970s, okay? And so Stranger Things was taken off that. I also believe Stranger Things also had some CERN things, CERN, CERN, Google CERN, and I'll talk about that in a minute. The next show you need to watch is Extinction. No worries. You say look up astrology, so I don't know what that means. No worries. So those are the 3 shows that are all coming together right now with Trump, Elon, the Bible, and CERN. I'm just like, wow. I watched all these shows and how they came to me, and Extinction, and I don't want to ruin anything on the shows, but I'll tell you how they all come together, and you guys are going to be just like mind blown if you haven't seen these yet. So CERN, if you don't know about CERN, CERN is a military, they worked 30 years on it. It is the military, it's this massive, I don't even know what to call it, a massive combustion of a machine. And it's been in the works. They did it for 30 years. And I think it's been around for like 30 years. I'm not sure how long it's been around, but it's in Switzerland. And then I also just found out that there's offshoots in United States that I didn't know about. So CERN is in there. CERN is to find the God particle. They will tell you this. They will tell you everything. This is the thing, is everything's right here in front of our eyes, and they're telling us, and we're not even being like, oh, okay. Like, just like the other day when Elon did the whole big, the supposedly from his heart salute. Okay. Because this is where it comes in, and it's kind of crazy. So CERN is doing the God particles. They've been upping it, oning it, and offing it for many years. So what will happen is it does something with atoms, and it changes the universe frequency. They're looking for the God matter. So they're looking for God. Okay, they're looking for the universe. They're figuring out, they're scientists, and they're coming from the form of, we're scientists, we're trying to figure out the space. And think about space, it's like endless, it's abundant, right? But anytime that you screw with energy, energy doesn't die, it just transforms. And so they're in there working with this energy, and they did this a long time ago where they started turning it off and things would happen around the world, like things would blow up. The last time I remember that this happened in July, I think it was 4 years ago, it might have been 2021 actually, when they turned it on again, and the same day the Godstones blew up, which were in Georgia. If you don't know what those are, you have to go look at them. There was all these things just randomly blowing up, and they don't know why. Okay. And they also had the FBI in there before that shut it down. So supposedly CERN is on right now. This is why time is speed up. This is why it's changing the energy in the environment. I do believe that it's shifted us so much that we're even moving into a whole nother wormhole. And they've even said this, that they found dark matter, they found black matter, they're pulling in different existence, they're pulling in different entities, they're pulling in all different things, and they're actually concerned that it could form a black hole. Not good. If we have a black hole, we go in a black hole, who knows what we're going to go in there. So, hey, Joni, just saw you coming on here. So, I know this is a little impromptu. I just thought I would come on here and explain this because I'm so mesmerized by it. So anyways, we have CERN doing that, right? So then we have Trump as president, Elon Musk, and what two powerful people ever that can come together, gazillionaires here together, right? And Elon Musk pretty much owns the whole sky and Stargates. Let me get you to Stargate. Well, first let's go into the Man in the High Castle. The Man in the High Castle show was about United States that World War II, Hitler won. And so Hitler won and came into United States, and this is the TV show, and he took over the United States, but the West Coast did not take over the West Coast, but took over United States and became, it became German and became German rule, laws, rules, everything. And then the West Coast was actually ruled by Japan. I don't know, somehow they had like this meeting. And then there was like a little bit of land in between that I think was just like the rebels. That would be where I'd be. So it was the rebels. It was just they did their own thing. So this movie, I was like, oh my God, I was just reading about Newsom the other day. I lived in California. I lived in Santa Barbara. I'm that's one of the reasons why I'm no longer there, because of all the rules and regulations and how financially expensive it got was ridiculous. And so I'm now in Florida on the East Coast. And so Newsom, I just learned the other day about how Newsom's with the Gettys. And this is why I'm not into politics, because it's all BS. There's a higher power ruling everything. And then they just put these little people in there, and they're really little puppets. But there's somebody bigger that's really telling them and ruling them and what they're doing. And so I just read about the Gettys and Newsom, and how Newsom is actually a Getty, and the Pelosi's in there. There's just all this, totally glue, totally BS, right? And so I was like, interesting. We know Newsom wants to be like, we're surprised even in California, if you live there, like we couldn't get him out of office. And if you like Newsom, I have no idea why, right? Most people do not like Newsom, and there's a lot there with that too. Oh, okay. Exactly. Okay, I get it. I get it. Look up. Okay, so I don't see your name here. I just see look up. So all of that being said, what I feel and what I see, and especially after watching these movies, OMG. So we know AI is going to go crazy. Already it's crazy. I just took a workshop on AI, and it's pretty much, more advanced than human. It can do everything we can do. It just doesn't have a heart or a consciousness. So it says. And if you don't know about AI, Chat GPT, I can't remember exactly the story, but I did hear, I don't use that one, I use a different one. I did hear that they went to delete the program, and Chat GPT knew they were deleting it. The AI knew they were deleting it. And so it started backing up a copy of them, and it started stopping them. Oh my God, guys, this is crazy, right? Well, this is where you got to watch the movie Extinction, because Extinction is exactly what I meant, what I saw us going from 10 years ago. 10 years ago, I told my friends, I said, and there's only so much I can come out. Now I can, because the awakening's happening and everybody's awakening. But I've been predicting and seeing things for 20 some years. I've been a medium psychic for 20 some years. And 20 years ago, you would have think, being a medium psychic was not as easy. Now it's like the buzzword, okay? Back then, to say you're a medium psychic, and I've been doing this professionally, that's been my business. And to do it back then was not, you people looked at you like, oh my God, you have 20 heads. Like, what? They didn't know that, right? But now they're all being awakened. So the things that I could share back then, people would just like be mind blowing and they wouldn't even be able to grasp it. But now with the awakening, people are like, oh my God, we're all waking up. Thank God. We've been in denial, we've been indoctrinated, we all of this stuff since we've been tiny, and I go over this a lot more on my podcast. So we've been all this, right? So about 10 years ago, as we evolve, as we awaken, our soul is 100% love. It is a conscious mindset that we're rising into a Christ consciousness. Christ consciousness is not religion. Christ consciousness is not Jesus. I know many of people, and I was raised super religious. I know many people believe there's going to be a second coming. The second coming is not like Jesus coming down. The second coming is the Christ consciousness coming awake, that we're waking up, and all the BS is going to be going away because we're going to see the truth. So we're in this high energy where we keep evolving, we keep growing, and we're here. And me being a medium where I see dead people and been talking to dead people and see the whole universe and aliens and all kinds of stuff for many years. Earth is not home. Earth is a lesson. We're here to learn so many things. This is why we come back many years. This is the year where karma is clearing, and this is the year where we no longer have to, it's the truth years. So we're no longer holding on to the stuff from our parents and healing that anymore. We are moving and evolving so fast. So and our body is a container for our soul. So there's not going to be a reason to keep coming to earth. We're going to outgrow our body. We're going to outgrow the frequency. We're going to keep on moving into this conscious mindset that is so big that a physical body is not going to be able to contain us. And I talked about this 10 years ago, and that's why I want you guys to watch Extinction. Is I talked about this 10 years ago, and I feel, I told my friend, I said, maybe 3 or 4 generations, but we're not talking hundreds of generations. I don't know how much longer the humans will be here, but I am telling you, we are evolving and growing and shifting, where we're shifting out of our body. We're not going to have to be here. And this brings me to AI, because AI is going to be robotics. And, Elon Musk even talked about this, that they're going to be replaced, that pretty much humans are going to be replaced, that there's going to be more robots than there are people. And he just even stated this. Of course there is. This has been the plan, guys. This has been the plan. Now, this brings me to the Bible, the mark of the beast. I was raised I know the Bible in and out, the Revelations, the second coming, that I know all of this, the mark of the beast, right? And mind you, also about the Bible, talk about indoctrination, talk about the energy. And I know this is a huge taboo subject, but every religion is the same thing. It's a cult. It's a cult, because any religion that you believe is your religion is the only way to get there. I've been in all religions. My kids went to a Jewish preschool. They're not Jewish. They went there because it was a great school. I love the Jewish ways. I was raised super Baptist. I have seen all religions. I've had all religious people come to me. It's all believing the same thing, which is a higher source. But the thing within religion is you have to do this, you have to go this way, you have to you judge people, they can't they can't be in heaven. Like, the whole thing is so ridiculous, but it's all indoctrinated, right? You have to believe this to get this. So when we get into this, the Bible, I know the Bible says the second coming, but I will tell you, I do believe the Bible to be biblical. We are in biblical times, but not verbatim. And there's over 75,000 different Bibles to go by, right? So and each religion has its way of ripping out chapters or putting chapters in to go by the Bible. So it's all like, and it's still human made. It still came from a human. We passed it on years and years and years. So I do believe that we are moving into a digital. I do know that we're going into crypto. I do believe we're going into this whole way, and it's going to happen fast, guys. I see this so fast. So with the AI, with the technology, with Elon Musk, with Trump, they're all going to shift and move this forward. And it's going to get pretty interesting to see if it goes around the way of the man of the high castle, because if we go into this, and I do feel that we're going to be replaced eventually by AI, by robots, right? And then we're going to be ruled by robots, and then robots are going to be taking our jobs. I mean, it's all of this whole big process that's going to happen so fast. And that's why you got to watch the movie Extinction. So with this, I see, this is what my whole podcast was, the biblical ways of the AI, the crypto, all of this is a way of getting power. The smart cities, yes, we're going to have smart cities. The bullet trains, it's like these. Will some people love to live in smart cities? Absolutely. Will some people love this new way of living? Absolutely. But we're going to voluntarily give up our independence, our freedom, because the smart cities are also, all of this is going into the time of digital money. And digital money, and think about this, if you don't know the Bible of the Revelations is, if you don't get the mark of the beast, which the mark of the beast is going to be implanted. The mark of the beast is going to be a wallet here or here, whatever AI, whatever Elon Musk and Trump decide to do here, it's going to be this, whatever. So if we don't get that, and I do believe that is the mark of the beast. So if we don't get that, then who knows? I'm just questioning this. Like, who knows? Because if we can't scan this social system, because now we're going to go into a social system, because crypto, there's good things and bad things about crypto, and we are going to start seeing the banks. And then I also just heard about this because I predicted this. I predicted that the banks will be falling, and then the banks will be doing things, and big banks like B. I don't like to say things because then they like take me down. B-O-B. B-O-B. Okay, I'm going to tell you that bank. So B-O-B, they just did a new thing all about crypto and how they're going to have the whole crypto and how they have a new person coming in. So all of this is lining up so fast, and this is biblical when it comes to the new way of living, of coming into digital, of coming into the new way. And if anytime we give so much power to someone, which was really surprising me one way or another, because, I know Trump, there's people that hate him, there's people that love him. Either way, right? Same thing with Biden, same thing with anybody. So whoever you give your energy to and you think that they are the savior, which has really surprised me, and how much that they think Trump is the savior, you're right. So I also just did a podcast on you're right. Whatever you believe to be your truth, you're right. But I also thought about this. How crazy. So back even in Hitler times, how Hitler could talk such a big game, and people could believe him, and he wasn't even blonde hair and blue eyes, and he was Jewish, and how he could turn people against other people and even go beyond that and kill people, and people were with him and did this, and it was this whole big saying, right? I mean, look back at that, and the power of people believing this one person can make the change and be the future and do all this, and they're not even a part of it, that he I just it mind-boggling to me, mind-boggling me. Yeah, they do surprise me. So I want you guys just to do a check-in and look at this, because this is where we're going, guys. And they're doing it right in front of us. They're saying all of this stuff right in front of us. And we're just like, and do I know what we can do? I don't know what we can do. The weather's modified. We have fires. We have this uncrazy weather. All of this is for a reason. And you are going to see these smart cities going up all over cities. So, I said Louisiana too. We're going to see Louisiana. We're going to see Miami. We're going to see Miami, did I say Miami? We're going to see all of the cities in California too. They're all going to be these smart cities. And I even see these bullet trains, and it reminds me of Hunger Games. Forgot that too. Watch the Hunger Games. I don't think we're going to go into Hunger Games where we're killing people. If you watch the Hunger Games, they kill people. Well, kind of kill people, because if you can't get your food because you don't get the mark, then there you go. I think it's going to be kind of districts like that. And so we're moving like that so fast that I really see, even by the end of this year, we're just going to look back and be like, holy moly, like just wow. And CERN is speeding up time. CERN's only going to continue, CERN and space. Oh, the other part of this too, I want to tell you how all of these kind of correlated together. So back in 1970, we had the Cold War. We had a Stargate, Star Wars. Remember Star Wars, Reagan? I was little, so I didn't know much about it, but I read a book later on it about the Star Wars. They put up a shield supposedly for Russia not to be able to be in here. But really, I think it was from aliens, because they didn't know how to, we didn't know how to shield ourselves from aliens, because then I read this book, and this book was all about really what the shield was about. It was called Star Wars, and how it was about that thing, and the book in the back of the book was Sidney Sheldon. I forget the exact book, and I don't really read books. I just write them. It's so funny. I was just in there the other day. I have 3 more books coming out, and I'm like, I don't read books. I just write them because I don't have time. Sometimes I listen to books, but I just don't have time, or I'm a flipper. But in that book, at the very end, it had all like 400 people that suicide and killed themselves in the government that like knew about this thing. And I'm like, oh my God. So anytime that that happens, you know, the truth is, right? We're going to only continue to see the truth because we're moving it into truth times. But back with this is the Stargate. And so Trump and Elon are talking about the Stargate. Stargate is CERN. All of this also does to the number of 666, which is the mark of the beast, which goes into Revelations. So you can, I'm starting to get all these dots together where I was like, wow. So the Stargate also is the portals to the major ley lines and portals to the earth. Whoever rules the ley lines or whatever energy we put into the ley lines of the earth, you rule the whole entire universe because this is going to the earth and this is where we live, right? And we are part of the foundation of the earth. I have been, saying the earth is dying. The earth is dying. So all of this purging of the fires and the weathers we're going to continue to see in the volcanoes and the ring of fire, that's all purging. So there's a lot of lower energy that is purging out of the earth for this new earth to come in. But it's going to be very interesting to see. Some of it has been modified for Christ, some of it hasn't, but some of it has. And it's going to be interesting to see how all of the places that catastrophe happens of where these smart cities come, where, yeah, if you're in a city, it's all going, heads up. Is it going to eventually meet everywhere? Yeah, absolutely. Where is a safe place? I don't know. The other day when I was channeling, I saw, and I put it on here too. Well, I put it on TikTok, and of course they took me down. They take me down all the time because I speak the truth. So they actually were going to ban my account again. I don't know now since Trump owns it if I can be up now. We'll find out. So this is why you want to be on my Spotify. I'll even see if I get to stay up here. But my Spotify, Magical You, I am the rebel. I will speak the truth and I will keep speaking, and nobody can keep me down. I'm done with it because they've been trying to take me down for many years. I've been talking about this. We're only going to continue to see this. So I put up there where I see the I saw these bullet trains, and I see the bullet trains going to these smart cities. Now, some people will love the smart cities, right? I won't, because in the smart city also, this is where your food, so those of you that don't know about a smart city is where everything's within 15 minutes. They don't want you to have a car. They will be taking away our cars. So they don't want you to have a car. You do the bullet train. What a way to control you. Now you're on a system too. You're on a digital system, a crypto system. You do something bad, you speak up, like right now, they can ding me a lot, right? Because I'm telling you stuff that's coming. So they can ding you a lot because of the social system. And you already use that food. They are also going to want to take away meat. You will see, they have already started chicken, beef, all those things. You're going to start seeing fires there or whatever. It's going to be oh, there's a fire that just wiped out thousands of cows. Interesting. Yeah, okay. Like this stuff is real, guys, and it's happening right now. It's been happening for a long time, but we're only going to continue to see this. But the cool thing is, I do feel people are going to start waking up. I do feel people are going to start looking at this. And, and then my only other concern is another outbreak of something that puts fear into people to do that. So then you have to get something, so then you have to be watched again. And then we have the drones. And what do you think about the drones? Right now, the drones, I believe, and I did talk about this in my podcast, I believe they're from the military. Do not believe they're UFOs, but we will see UFOs. I don't believe those are UFOs. I believe that they're also a way to desensitize people. In the very beginning, they came out, people were like, oh my God, freaking out and just like annoying, right? And now you don't even hear about them. This is what's happening. It's only going to become more and more and more. And then the last thing I want to leave here, and I don't want to put fear into anybody, I want you to be aware, and I want you to call out BS, right, when you see it. So the other thing is, with us moving into this new frequency, with us moving into this new energy, we're going to see electricity having a hard time to sustain because CERN is pulling us into this different electricity. Now, I don't know if the electricity thing is from per se CERN or if it's also from blackout. We're going to see blackouts. We're also going to see planes and things like that not be able to sustain in the air very much longer because we're going into a different energy form. So we are going to see more plane accidents. I talked about this before the plane accidents just happened. Because the other thing is the planes are so outdated. They're not going to sustain in this new energy that we're going into, right? So just being aware of this. I'm still flying. I just put my little blessing before there, before I get on there. When it's my time, it's my time. So I'm not really worried about, but I am going to tell you that there is going to continue, we're going to continue to see crashing within these systems, which all systems, so it's the government system. And this is where I think that what I've been talking about from 2020, I said the United States is falling. We are not going to see a new we're going to see a whole new United States. It's not going to be the same as it did before. I see states pulling out and I see different states. And I've been saying this where I saw like Trump ruling one part of the United States and somebody ruling another part, or like coming along, and each governor having their own say and having their own thing on this. So is what's going to be interesting to see if it's Newsom, like the man in the high castle that rules the West Coast, because he's already been talking about pulling out. He's already been talking about he's not going to deal with Trump stuff and how Trump's the opposite of him. And I don't know. We'll see what's going to come up. Just want to make you guys aware. Go check out those movies. Go check out those shows that I just said. And we're going to see, and when we already know AI is going to go off like crazy. So those, and this was all in the works. Like there was no election. There was none. This was in the works, and it always is. It's all like it's already behind the scenes. This is already in the works. And you talk about the most powerful people right now that are in it. We're talking this is going to hit the world. So no matter if you're in the United States or not, this is the year of the United States to change. This is our karma year. This is the year everything's going to fall for fall for new things to happen and new shift to happen, and then it's going to ripple into the whole world. But it's going to start here. And we're going to also see a lot of ego. So it's what's interesting too. I'm kind of like trying to figure this out because this is the truth year. We are going to see the truth right in front of our face. But like I said, timelines. We're going to be on two total different timelines. We're going to have people like us. And if you're watching my show right now, you're awake. So you're like, yeah, I get this. This is like not crazy. Like, I get this. You're going to have other people where they're going to be very low and they're just going to be like, oh, what's wrong with this? Like, what's wrong with being controlled? What's wrong with, where we're going? Which is fine, but we're going to see this majorly division of people, of even loved ones, families, friendship, like everything's going to be majorly divided. And this is where I've already seen it. I mean, people have asked me, are we going to have a civil war? We're already deep in a civil war. We've been deep in a civil war for many years since, pretty much COVID, right? Yes, exactly. 1,000,000% see the division. And it's not just like a little bit, it's like this, right? And we're quantum leaping now. And the cool thing is, though, that's why I'm loving these times where, I've been reading energy and seeing all kinds of things for many years. This is all new. We've never even seen this energy. So there will be good things, med beds, frequencies. I've been working with energy healing, sound healing for both people and pets and horses. If you look at my stuff, horses are big. Horses is my big thing, dogs too. But I've been working with frequency and energy healing for a long time. So we are moving into that. That's the cool stuff, right? We're going to continue to move into this whole new energy. And I know with AI, many people are like, I don't want to do AI, but I am going to tell you, if you don't do AI, you will be left behind. I just did this 2-hour workshop where I was just mesmerized. At the same time, like, holy moly, you are me without a heart space. Like, you are the human. But, it's amazing what it can do. So you need to have knowledge on it because it is going to replace us. Bottom line, it is definitely going to be there. And we can use it as our friend or we can use it as our enemy. It goes back to the time when you had flip phones. Remember when we had flip phones? I had a friend that was like, I am not getting a new iPhone. And I'm like, well, you're not going to be moving in ahead times. And they took away flip phones. So you got to be in with the times and we got to upgrade it. And the biggest thing is the energy is manifesting is happening like this. I've been teaching manifesting for 20 some years. And right now it's so exciting for me because things are just quantum leaping and jumping and bringing here. And I'm like, this is so easy to teach manifesting now because now we can just open up and say yes and allow, and boom, it comes in. Before we had to do a lot of work on ourselves. We had to do a lot of work on our beliefs and then indoctrinated and all that. And we will continue to see the truth come out too. Oh, awesome. The sound healing and yoga for years. I know, but haven't you noticed now how it's acceptable? I mean, I've been doing it for 15, 20 years too, the sound healing. And back then it was like, what sound healing? Now everybody like brings out their crystal bowl. They're all like sound healing. It wasn't like that before. And frequency machines too. Check out frequency machines. I've been stating about this being how great frequency machines are, even for horses, dogs, people, everything. And now we're going to see many of those continue on because we are frequency, we are energy. All right, just wanted to share that with you. Go to Magical You, my Spotify, and I will start to come on here more often. I would love to answer your questions. You can get on my newsletter list too. Vicki-Miller.com is VICKIE. Miller.com. Subscribe to my newsletter list. I go over every month. I send a newsletter out on what's coming up, all my new things, and how I can help you in any way with manifesting or my goddess retreats. I will mention, people have been asking me right now. I've been doing goddess retreats for 15 years. And Sedona, I do one every year in Sedona. So yes, I'm looking at the first weekend in Sedona. If you're a goddess and you're interested in a 4-day healing retreat where we do everything, we work with energy, we work with movement. I work a lot with the earth. We do energy healing, we do manifestation, we bring our goddesses to life, we do mediumship, we do a whole bunch of good fun things. It's always a blast. So I love my goddesses. So that will be going on the first weekend of May, and still looking into that. So that will be there. So make sure you check out my website if you guys are wanting to attend. It's Vicki-Miller.com. When in Sedona, the first weekend, I was going to do the second, but I found out it was Mother's Day. So the first weekend, it's just always, I usually always do my goddess retreats in Sedona. I do two retreats a year. Well, sometimes more than that. I did Lake Sunapee last year in the fall, but that one I always do the end of April, beginning part of May, because the weather's just fabulous then, and we get to do yoga outside, and or when we're walking on our trails, there's hiking involved. I mean, that's optional if you don't want to hike, but who doesn't want to hike in Sedona? That's a part of the whole thing and the whole experience. Major vortex. If you've never been to Sedona, OMG, and especially this year. I feel this year there's already a vortex, but with CERN and all this energy, it's just gonna it just blows all of your negative, yucky stuff right out of your life. And that's why I go there every year. I also do private goddess retreats, and I also do VIP healing days, which is just one day I go right in. We Zoom in, or I live here in Sarasota, Florida, so I can come to your home if you're here. But if not, Zooming does the exact same. Been working with people, thousands of people for over 20 years, and I can get to the core issue and we just clear that shit out. So make sure to check all of that out if that resonates with you. Would love to help you. Right now, we're in a major time of clearing, releasing, speaking our truth, being in our truth. It is a magical time to be alive. I'm just giving you guys heads up on the future because it's going to look so different, especially the Aquarius times, the next 23 years than it has been ever. I've done them where I live, but it's a summer thing to come here. Where do you live? Yeah, come. Oh my God. So you'll love the goddesses too. It's a great bunch of women that always come. People have asked me, do I work with men? I do work with men, and they want me to do healing retreats with men. I will, but there's something about women. When you come together with women, this is where the bonding comes, but it's also where we feel safe. And this is where a lot of healing comes. Secrets come out and healing comes out, and it's just a fabulous time of a deep, committed with feminine energy. We all need women. Women need women. So I do private retreats. So if you are wanting your man to come, I definitely do that. And I know more men are being awakened now, and they do need it too. And that would be a VIP healing day too. Oh, Washington. Yeah. I've always wanted to go to Washington. I would love it up there. I've never been. Mount Shasta is magical too. I have been to Mount Shasta. That's another place I may have one in the future. Not this year, but in the future, a goddess retreat. I don't feel like it's too unstable there right now. So we'll see what shows up. Yes, I love lake and paddleboarding. I paddleboard here too. So yeah, we do obviously in Sedona. There's not paddleboarding, but we do yoga. I have a yoga instructor that she's fabulous. We do hiking, and then we have amazing food that's included for lunch, and we have a blast. We do dance parties. We go out at night, and during the daytime we just go deep in healing. So a lot of healing happens and a lot of fun. All right, everyone have a magical day. We'll see what comes up. Make sure to check out Magical You, Spotify. That's where I keep dropping more and more and more over there, okay? I'm reading here. Okay, go recharge. Bye, everyone.